We're going to make this short because this tool is not so sweet, even for $5. If you can try to find the hide, that's what I do. This is a Chinese tool, and unfortunately this has very poor quality control. One of the biggest issues is that the front edge on these paint scrapers is supposed to be actually quite sharp, so you can actually scrape with it. As you can see, this thing has just been basically had the edge knocked off of it. It's super wide flat on the bottom. They just did no good sharpening this at all. Even right here where they got the sharpest on this kind of contour scraper, still absolutely terrible. So the first thing you have to do when you buy this is take it to a grinder and sharpen it. It's really just frustrating is what it is. They call it the 14-in-1. They have this thing is supposed to be a crack opener. Somebody was on crack when they were working on this or making this tool, that's for sure. They advertise these two holes, 1/4 inch and 3/8 as a hex nut for, I guess, shelving or kind of oddball fasteners, and that's really one of my big rubs. So we have a 1/4 inch nut wrench, 3/8 nut wrench. I have a fastener here, a 3/8 socket. Pretty obvious that is not 3/8. Pretty obvious. I mean, excuse me, this is supposed to be a 1/4 inch. This is supposed to be 3/8. It's not. And for some reason, I don't know how they screwed up that bad, but this is actually a 9/16, and this one down here is a 7/16. And how they got their numbers so badly off, I don't even know. I was going to give them a little bit of credit for trying to be innovative, except for they included a number 1 Phillips, which is really too sharp for a lot of situations. You really want a number 2 Phillips in here, just because that's generally going to be more useful. They do have a little magnet, and they do have a flathead here. The idea is that you have a little magnetic hex in the handle, so if you're removing like wall switch and electrical outlet cover plates, it's just, this thing's a terrible screwdriver, but if you don't have one on you, it can make it just a little bit more convenient. And this actually on the end looks like a piece of cast zinc. I don't know how well that's going to hold to really getting hammered on. And then you realize the second problem with that hex is if you are using a hammer, say to chisel off some heavy layers of paint or caulking or anything like that, that you are tapping on this with, you're going to end up just beating this up, mushrooming the end of this, and it's going to mushroom into this hex, and you won't even be able to get bits in there in short order if you actually are hammering against the end of it. So kind of short-sighted there. Let's put a hex on an area that's going to get hammered and beat up so you can't use the hex anymore. Do you have a bottle opener? This is supposed to be a paint roller scraper, so you can scrape and clean off paint rollers. But this is just an ill-fated tool. They didn't put enough thought into the design of it, particularly the hex driver, and then they had it made with very low quality control, and it's just worthless. Anyway, really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.